Hello everyone.
Day 31.
31 in captivity, yes.
Day 31 in the Clarkton house.
Day 41 since we arrived here.
Yeah, day 41 since we arrived. So yesterday we had... So I hate it when people start sentences with so, and then I just find myself doing it. Sorry about that. You don't hate it or you don't find yourself doing it? No. Yesterday we had some paperwork sort of sent electronically through from the local government here in Angeles City, from the Mayor's office. Yes. Which frightened us for a little while because it basically is stepping up the quarantine here, the community quarantine. I don't know, sort of looking further into it, I think it might just be clarifying for people so that they realise they are only allowed out for essential shopping and drugs, and and only the person with the quarantine pass. Apparently there have been some people photocopying sort of key worker paperwork and putting it in the front of their car when they're not key workers and things like that. So we found out that we're still okay as long as we've got our paperwork from the British Embassy and our flights and everything. We'll be okay to get through all the checkpoints on Sunday. But it did. We had a couple of hours of.
Yeah, because basically he said there's a 24-hour curfew. No one's allowed out. No one's allowed in cars. No one's allowed this. No one's allowed that. And we're like, oh, okay.
Only one person per car. I said, well, that's going to be difficult to get to the airport.
Yeah.
But it seems like everything's going to be okay. So
yeah, because we contacted the local Department for Foreign Affairs in the city. They were really good. They said they'll check it out, and they did, and they got back to us fairly quick. So as we keep saying, the local authorities here, the Department of Tourism, the Department of Foreign Affairs, they've been great. Really have been really good.
We thought that we'd talk to you today about food.
Yes.
Really, when you're in lockdown, even you guys at home, I think a lot of people are sort of focusing on what we're going to do for dinner tonight, what we're going to eat, what's this, what's that. Now, wherever we go in the world, Stu always likes to try weird and wonderful,
the local delicacies,
new things.
Yep.
There have been a few things that he's tried in the past that have been fairly rank. And then some things that have been really nice.
Yeah, it's better to try something and regret it than not try it and regret it.
So now the things I like to try are things like this. Local chocolate bars.
Yeah, these are the local ones. There's about, 6, 7 different varieties. Which there's a sort of a dark chocolate one with nuts in.
This is the dark chocolate one with peanuts in the coating. So this is like a dark chocolate picnic, but without the raisins or the sultanas or whatever it is in a picnic. This one I quite like. It's kind of like a Lion bar, but on the inside is
peanut butter.
Peanut butter,
but like a Star Bar then.
Not really like a Star Bar, because a Star Bar is peanut butter, caramel, and chocolate. It hasn't got the wafer.
Oh, okay.
Whereas this has got the wafer and the crispy Rice Krispies on the outside, like a Lion bar.
Yep.
And then I think this is just the regular one, and that basically is a Lion bar
with a chocolate centre.
Yeah, it's got a chocolate centre, and then a wafer and caramel, and then Rice Krispies, and then you got a white chocolate one, and a cookies and cream one, which I suppose is based on Oreo type things, and then a dark chocolate with not with peanuts.
Yeah, so they're all sort of pretty much the same, just different flavours. So the same brand, same sort of style of sweet treat.
And they're about 15p.
And they're about 15p each, which is a bit of a bargain. So yeah, we've been living on those for a while. So they're pretty cool. But here at the hotel, I mean, it's very much an international hotel. Its base, really, in terms of food, is in Germany and Austria, that sort of thing. So apart from the...
Let me get the sausage.
Apart from the steaks they do, which are really good, I think they import the beef from Australia, which isn't that far away from here, so it's going to be good steaks. They do a good range of sort of burgers. They've got their own pizza oven, which we may have mentioned before, and they do great pizzas. And a lot of the other German and Austrian stuff they do is sort of schnitzel-based things and sausages. So if
they
you look
have
at the
whole page of sausages on the menu.
There's a whole page of different kind of sausages.
Oh, I've picked up the Korean menu, so you can't read what type of sausages they are unless you're
There's two
Korean.
menus, one in Korean, one in English, and I'll come on to the Korean bit in a minute. But yeah, they do all sorts. They do cold cuts, they do platters, they do all that sort of thing. And they do a lot of sort of Asian food as well, Southeast Asian stuff. And some of the things that we quite like are the sweet and sour that they do, sweet and sour chicken, sweet and sour pork. And they also do a thing called pancit canton.
Yeah, that's what we mostly have.
Which is what we have a lot of, and it's noodles with veggies and chicken and pork in a rich sort of gravy. It's got not a spice to it, but it's got a fair bit of pepper in it. Although we do have it, black pepper. Although we do have it without capsicums because
I'm
someone
allergic.
doesn't like them.
It's not that I don't like them. It's just that
whenever we order, always say walang bell pepper, which means without bell peppers, and they always sort of chuckle and say no bell peppers back in English. Which wherever I go in the world, if ever I try to speak the local language, I always get it repeated back to me in English. So, but you make an effort, don't you?
And they always laugh.
And they always laugh.
Which always thinks that maybe the pronunciation's not great.
I've learnt it from you. So, and the other thing is...
You just said so. I
didn't start a sentence with it. I was continuing. It was like a verbal semicolon. And... There's a big South Korean influence in the town here. In fact, so much so they've got their own sort of Koreatown type area where there's lots of Korean restaurants, karaoke bars, supermarkets, all that sort of thing, and all the road signs are even in Korean, which is a bit odd considering. You know, it's like having road signs in French in England, for example. Anyway, and. So there's a big influence in terms of the food here in Korean, and there's a lot of Korean dishes. There's some Korean dishes available at the hotel here, and
the menu,
and there's a Korean menu.
It's going to be back to front though because we're on selfie mode.
Yeah, so if any of you at home can read Korean, you know, you can just read it backwards. Yeah. Where was I? I've lost my track now.
Well, we're going to show people the video of your first taste of kimchi.
Last year, we went to a Korean restaurant in Koreatown, and it was wonderful. It really was good.
It wasn't really... It was run by Koreans, but it wasn't a wholly Korean restaurant, was it? It catered for everybody, and it had a sort of a wide range. But once they discovered that we wanted to try Korean food, they were very accommodating and...
Yeah, so we tried a bit of everything.
So we're going to show you that video now.
So we show you that. So I've ordered a small plate of kimchi, which is fermented vegetables from this Korean restaurant. 52 stone, it's called. And it looks pretty cool. It smells different. Spicy, lots of chilli. Ooh, blimey, yeah. That's quite hot. It's pickled vegetables with a lot of chilli, and it's pretty nice. I'm going to have to try and make this at home. That's really good.
You're never going to eat all that though. What did you order? You've got like pork katsu curry, haven't you? Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, we've got some beautiful food here. What have you got there? Ooh, nice.
Well, the kimchi was really, really good. I was quite surprised how good it was, to be honest. It's sort of like pickled fermented vegetables in a very, very spicy chili type sauce. Very peppery, very chili-y. Quite sort of vinegary and sour at the same time.
I can't have it because of the...
No, you can't even sit near it.
Because of my allergy, yeah.
If I just rub it on you, you'll explode or something. So I'm going to have a go at making it at home sometime. I do have a kit to use where you just add veg to it and leave it to ferment in a jar for however many years it is, I don't know.
I don't think it takes that long.
No, I was being facetious.
Sorry.
Yeah, so that was pretty good. What were you going to say? You were going to say something?
I was going to say that my video editing, I'm sorry, is not brilliant. I'm just doing it on the phone. Gonna try and see if I can find out how to put photos in the video and maybe talk over the top of them. If I can do that, I'm not sure. And then we can show you some of the more exotic things that Stu ate when we were.
I ate them, you didn't eat them.
When we were down in Bacolod a couple of years ago, some of those were. When I say exotic.
Interesting. No spoilers. Come on.
Yeah.
You have to come back and see it tomorrow.
There are a few things that I wouldn't eat. Let's put it that way.
I'm not so squeamish.
No, you're a big brave man who sends a woman down to look at a snake in a pool.
There's different types of bravery.
I think stupidity, I think, is one of the types of bravery. Oh, we're gone all wonky. Look, your arm's getting
I'm taller than
tired.
you, that's why.
Okay, so we're going to see you tomorrow when we're going to have to start packing. Whee!
Well, yeah. Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Well, you take care. Stay safe. Stay indoors. Wash your hands. Bye.
Love you all.
Bye.